then learn about your vagina. Learn about your vagina. Understand that fertility is a big issue. Go and have your fertility checked. If you've got to 30, have it checked. Apparently you're born with 1 million eggs, and then by the time you get to the age of 35, you have 25,000 eggs. Sometimes self-care is sorting out your money, okay? Sometimes self-care is sorting out your debts. Taxes. Every single one of you should learn how to do your own taxes. Hey everyone, welcome to another video. I am a macho girl. If you do not know me and you're new here, welcome, but I'm a macho girl. I'm a macho girl everywhere, every day, all seasons. I've had macho before it became popular, before everyone is drinking it. I'm just a macho one, so let's macho together, okay? All right. So let's talk about things that you should do before you turn 30. So if you're in your late 20s, or you're just turning 30, or you're in your early 30s, or at any stage of your life, these are the things that you should start doing as a woman. And if you're not doing them, I'm questioning you. I'm macho questioning you. Macho questioning you? Question macho? Anyway, something like that. But anyways, you get what it is. So let's just get into this. Housekeeping, do not forget to like, comment and subscribe as normal. But let's start straight away. So the first one is vitamins. Now, if you are watching this and you don't take any kind of vitamins, I would say take vitamins. There are a lot of videos out there that tell you do not take vitamins, do not take this, do not do that. But for me personally, I prefer taking vitamins, and the ones that I take, make sure that you're taking vitamin D. It's very good. Multivitamin, take that as well. Well Woman, it's got all the vitamins and everything for you as a woman. They have the ones for 50 plus and all that kind of thing. Vitamins are a good addition to give you those kind of nutrients that you're missing. For example, you feel tired all the time, you feel cranky all the time, vitamin D is really, really good. Iron, because we bleed a lot, you need those energy levels and need your iron to be at this point. You need to check your vitamins. You need to have your own vitamins. I have a pot of vitamins that I'll show you that literally has days of the week, and I put in my vitamins per the days of the week. I put everything in there. I have fish oil because I have something to do with my eyes, and I'm vitamin D deficient, completely deficient. So I take calcium, magnesium, zinc for breakouts. Ladies, if you want to avoid breakouts, zinc. This is a trick I'm telling you. Try zinc because it's gonna help you so much, honestly. So another thing that I think you should do now in your late 20s. Anyway, moving on to the next thing is to have a separate bank account. So if you have your own main bank account, make sure you have a separate bank account whereby you save your money separately from a different one. Even if you have a partner, you know, and you have one bank account together, you should have one together, and then you should have another one that is a separate one, just for those emergency situations, just for those things that you need. So it should go into an emergency fund. You should have an emergency fund whereby you put your own little pocket money. I watched a video of this lady that said that she got married to her husband. Her husband provides everything. Like, there is no day that he has never provided. They've got a house, he gave her literally everything, you know. And then one time he felt really ill and really sick, and then she was thinking to herself, she was like, okay, if this man dies right now, what is gonna happen? Because they are married, you know, and he's much older and they have a child together. She's like, if this man dies right now, what am I gonna do? I can't sustain this house. I can't, you know, maintain this. I'll have to move out. I have to sell everything. I have to do everything all together because I don't have this brain and capability of making this or sustaining this. And then that's when she realized, she said to herself, regardless of everything that you give me, I need to have a separate bank account where I put my money and I put, you know, these savings, you know, for a child and for all this and that. They had to have a conversation together, obviously, with the husband, and we're talking about it, and he was like, yeah, I'm fine with that, I'm okay with it, because you're doing it, you know, for the betterment of you and our child in case I'm not here, you know, that kind of thing. Not that you're preparing for that, but it's really important that you do have a separate bank account. If you're married or you're in a relationship or anything like that, just have a separate one where you put separate monies, and you have something that you call an emergency fund. Put your emergency money there. I feel like everyone should have an emergency fund. So if you're watching say you don't have an emergency fund, you should have one. I'm gonna start having one, okay? Not everything that I'm telling you on this list, I've 100% done it. I'm just being real, okay? But an emergency fund is good. It's for those unexpected things that happen, like mom going, or your mom or dad, your parents, or any sibling going to the hospital, you know, you have to travel somewhere, your car has broken down, you know, different expenses, your boiler breaks down, like anything that you haven't calculated within the month, put in an emergency fund, because that is an emergency, like it's in the name, okay? Taxes. Every single one of you should learn how to do your own taxes. You should learn how to calculate taxes, because that's the one thing that people will steal from you. Like, you know, they say that people who are educated, yeah, can make you feel uneducated just because you do not know something. But learn your taxes, learn how to do your own taxes. And if you're someone who is self-employed like me, and if you're someone who's starting your channel, I did this late. I started doing this 1 year ago, but I would say to you is that learn how to do your own taxes, self-employed. You know, make sure that you keep any receipt of anything that you spend, take a picture, you know, open up a business bank account. You don't really have to have like your business booming or your business doing well to have a business account. Have a business account, even if your business is not doing well, or you're getting £100, £200 here and there. To you, it's not money, but that is an expense of anything you spend. Any kind of coffee that you take a picture of it. This for the people who have the businesses and stuff. But learn to do your taxes. It's really, really good. Know your money inside and out. Know how much is going out, how much is going in, how much is being spent on this, how much is being spent on that. I watched this interview where what's the mom of the Kardashians, Kris Jenner. She was talking about that the reason as to why she sort of started what she did with her daughters and everything is because she was so frustrated that she didn't know anything that the husband was doing. Like, she didn't know nothing about taxes. She didn't know about the money. She didn't know what was coming, what was going out, how the money was being spent, about anything. So what she did was just educate herself and start doing taxes. Like she said, when I started doing taxes and knowing what money is and what it can give me and what I can get, I learned something. The other one is buy yourself a soft water shower head. Especially if you live in the city, buy yourself a soft water shower head. It's going to help you with your skin, because the water in the city, especially London, the water is harsh. Now, from where I live outside London, our water is a bit softer. So it's softer on our skin, it's softer on everything. But just because you live in London and your water is not as softer, the people who live down in the country or away from London, doesn't mean that you can't have softer water. Invest in a shower head. They're cheap on Amazon, like £10, £12, depending on the intensity and what you want and what they put in there. Just get yourself a shower head. It's really going to help you. It's going to soften the water. It's going to purify the water. It's just going to make everything so much better and so much easier. So I would say to you is that try as much as you can to invest in a shower head that softens the water. I remember watching a video when Patricia Bright was talking about this, and she said the moment she invested in that shower head, her child's, I think acne, I'm not sure if it's acne that she's got, her and, you know, her daughter, the skin just changed. Like, it became better and clearer by just having softer water. So I would say invest in a nice shower head. It's really gonna help you. It's gonna save you, you know, having those breakouts and you all the time buying a lot of skincare, like investing in skincare that never ever ends, you know. So invest in a shower head, a softer shower head. So what have we got next here on this list? We have got stretching and Pilates. Now, I've just started doing Pilates, and I can say to you that if you're a woman and you don't do Pilates, what are you doing? It's the new thing. Forget yoga. It's the new thing. You need to stretch. You need to wake up in the morning and start stretching. You need to stretch and stretch and stretch as much as you can. Do Pilates. Pilates are very, very good when you get older, and it help with your muscles. And they help with keeping those muscles that are inactive, that you can't even build. Like, for example, here on our arms, we can't build muscle, you just have to strengthen it. So Pilates helps with strength, and it helps, you know, to build your core and the firmness in your body. And I believe it's a very good thing. Like, every woman should do Pilates or yoga. If you don't go to the gym, it doesn't matter. If the gym is not for you, it's okay. If walks are not for you, it's okay. Just make sure that you do some yoga, some Pilates, like something to move your body, strengthen your body, you know, just invest, nourish your body. I remember my Pilates instructor saying to me that you've come to this class to do Pilates. That means that you're one step away, you know, from everybody else who has stayed at home and maybe is watching Netflix, because you're nourishing your body, you're feeding your body, and it's gonna help you in the long run. She said, when you're 95 years old, you'll remember me, but I'll be long gone by then, because yeah, she's quite old. But yeah, that's what she said. Now we're going to get into something very serious. Check your pelvic. Have your pelvic checked. If you're in England, by the time you get to the age of 24, 25, you have to go for a scan, which literally helps to scan for any sort of traces of cancer that you would ever have. And you have to do it every 4 years. So they scan and they say it's not as 100% accurate, and they make it very clear, but the chances of you, you know, developing cancer or having, is it pelvic cancer or something, I don't know if that's what it's called. They're really low. If you hit 24, you'll be sent a notification by the NHS to tell you to go and have your self-checked. If you're here in England, go and have your self-checked. I put mine off for a very long time. I had mine checked when I was about 26. Yeah, when I was 26, that's when I had mine checked, because I was like, it's not important, it's not okay, it's not fine. And I did actually, I've not even talked to you about this. I did a press sort of section in the Metro newspaper, and they were talking about having cervical, I think it's cervical check, or smear test. There we go. It's called the smear test, something like that. And I had that interview of asking me, you know, why did you do it? Because it's not common in the black culture. It's not common in our black culture that they tell you to go and have yourself checked for anything. So when I did mine, was because I was like, no one told me about it. Why am I even doing it? But my mom did mention it to me some time ago, long time ago. But it's not common within the black community. So have yourself that smear test. It's a pelvic sort of test. They will check for everything, you know, so you don't have any trouble, you know, in terms of giving birth, cancer and all that. And even men have, I don't know what's called, is it prostate, something like that? They have to have it checked as well. It prevents all those kind of things happening. So this is for the ladies. Have yourself checked, get that smear test done. Ignore it. It's going to save you a lot, and it's going to save you, you know, unexpected illnesses and sicknesses coming. Okay. If you are sexually active and you're watching this, please have yourself checked at least once in a year. For men and for women, have yourself checked sexually, because you just never know. Go and have yourself checked, okay? Go to the sexual clinic and have yourself checked. It's good to have on record. It's good for your own peace of mind. It's good for anything and everything. Have yourself checked, because it's really, really important that you have yourself checked if you're actually sexually active, sexually active, because you don't know what your other partner is doing. You know, you just never know. Or you yourself, you could be doing dangerous things that we don't even know, that we don't want to talk about. I hope you know, okay? So you always have to have yourself checked in a sexual health clinic every single year, or 3 times a month, or 6 times, however much you want to do it. But it's recommended at least you go at least once a year to check yourself sexually, okay? Go to the sexual health clinic. It's not only when you're sick. Yeah, cool. Then learn about your vagina. Learn about your vagina. You need to understand your vagina, your ins and outs of your vagina. That means going to have yourself checked. You know, you've been having those period pains, you've been having that blood clot, you've been having, you know, a lot of things happening to you, mood swings, this and that. You know, something could be going on there, you know, so have yourself checked. Understand your vagina, how it works, how it functions, how it likes to be pleased, how it doesn't like to be pleased. Learn your vagina before you get to 30, okay? Cool. Learn about your fertility. The other thing that I've got here is learning about your fertility. You need to understand that fertility is a big issue. Go and have your fertility checked. If you've got to 30, have it checked. I'm going to do a video about, you know, having children before 30, the whole conspiracy and all that kind of thing. I'm going to talk about it. But apparently you're born with 1 million eggs, and then by the time you get to the age of 35, you have 25,000 eggs. Now 25,000 from 1 million, the chances of you conceiving, if you haven't yet given birth to a child at 35, is quite low. That is scientifically proven, and it doesn't mean that you cannot give birth to a child, but it's gonna, you have to try a lot. You have to, you know, it's not as easy as someone who is 21 years old, yeah? But other factors do change this, obviously. I'm not saying that 100% everyone who is 21 years old can have a child just like that, you know, it's different. But I'm just saying, know your fertility rate, your fertility levels, your eggs, your chances, how active you are, how your hormones are. There are some women just unprotected sex, child, unprotected sex, child, you know. There's some people who are very fertile, there's some women who are no. It's just good to know your fertility rate and how you are, you know, so you don't get disappointed in the future, so you start planning ahead of what you can do right now, okay? Then the other one that I've got on my list is be selfish with yourself. We have to try as much as we can to be selfish. You have to now learn to be selfish with yourself. You need to be taking those steps to be selfish, taking time out, taking care of yourself, choosing you, not being in groups of people, not being influenced, you know, having that self-care that literally grounds you down and puts you to a level that you've not been like strip away everything. Sometimes self-care is sorting out your money, okay? Sometimes self-care is sorting out your debts. Sometimes self-care is literally excluding yourself from that family event that stresses you out. Some of you go for family events, weddings and parties in an African culture. Ours are very stressful. Your aunties are asking, when are you getting married? And if you're married, when are you having a child? And if you have a child, when are you having a house? It never ends. It's a never-ending spiral. So sometimes it's about saying, I'm not going to that wedding because I'm going to choose myself. That wedding is going to give me nice food, but I'm going to carry stress and anxiety. And I'm going to be selfish enough to say no. Okay? The other one is go on a solo trip. Take yourself on a solo trip. You need to change the environment. You need to change where you are. You need to go somewhere on your own. You need to meet people. You need to get out of your comfort zone before you get to 30 or in your 30s. Just take a solo trip somewhere. Just go somewhere on your own, you know, and just be there on your own self and see how you adapt in the environment, how you are in different environments, what you see, you know, because some of us are just all about taking trips with our friends. You're all about taking a trip with your girls all the time, or that you rely on people to go somewhere. Sometimes you just have to treat yourself and go somewhere. Book yourself a hotel, book yourself a studio, book yourself somewhere. You know, take a trip, get a train and take yourself to Manchester or Leicester or wherever for a day, and just do that, because it's going to help you so much. It's going to give you independence that you don't know. There are levels of independence in different ways, and there are different ways in which we depend on a lot of things. We don't even realize that as human beings we're very dependent on each other, and we're dependent on things and environments and stuff that we don't even realize it. So give yourself a solo trip, okay? What else have I got on here? It is forgive your parents. Now, this is a topic that I'm going to leave unsaid, but I got this one particularly on an article that I was reading online, and it said, forgive your parents when you get to 30s. But I think forgiveness comes in different levels and what is happening, but it's a really good thing. When I read about it, it said, forgive your parents. Don't hold the bitterness and the anger of how you felt when you were younger. Forgive them, learn from those lessons and be a better self, because if you don't forgive them, you never know. Like, it's funny that we blame our parents for so much, but if we look down at how they were, you know, how they developed, how they are, what they did. Even if you look at yourself right now, being a parent to someone else, would you even be ready? Maybe you wouldn't be ready, and then your child would look at you the same way that you looked at your mom and your dad, you know. So it's just all about learning those lessons, forgiving your parents, moving forward. Not, you know, you have to be aware, but then you have to move forward, you know. So forgive them, whatever they did, forgive them. Let go of that bitterness, let go of anything that you feel. Just forgive them, understand them, and just live with them. You don't have to be in the same environment with them, you don't have to do anything like that, but just forgive them, okay? And learn a new skill. Anyone who is watching this and has not got themselves to learn a new skill or something new, you have to get yourself to learn a new skill. Learning a new skill refreshes your mind, refreshes your brain, you know, helps your brain to stay fresh. It builds on your confidence and all those kind of things. You have to learn something new. Please, 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 please. The moment you start learning is the time when you start aging. It doesn't matter if you're 16 years old, you're just 16 years old by number, but your brain has aged. And I read it somewhere in a book, I can't remember what book it was, but it said the moment you start learning is the moment you start growing old, is the moment you start aging. You have to learn something new every single day. I've got a video about confidence, and I talk about skills and comfort zones and all that kind of thing. You should watch it. I'll leave it here, but make sure that you learn something new. Learn a new skill. Like Michelle Obama, she said that she knits. Like, she knits, she does knitting, you know. So it's a new skill, it's something different. It gives her peace. She's now in the knitting club. Welcome. I don't knit, but I don't know why I'm saying knitting club. But learn a skill, learn something new. If it's photography, learn it. If it's reading, learn it. If it's being consistent or being disciplined, learn a new skill for your own self. Stop relying on your old ways to give you new change. Oh, did you hear that? Stop relying on your old ways to give you a new change. You have to learn new ways to get a new change. Let's leave the video on there. But anyway, I hope you've liked this video. Leave a comment, subscribe. Let me know the things that you've done, the things that you're yet to do, or what you've learned throughout this video. I know I didn't go too much into detail because I didn't want this video to be very, very long, but I hope that helped, and have a lovely one.